I'm sure you're going to get is that you can't win. To get the Conservatives out, you have to vote Labour. You're splitting the vote. People should just loyally stay behind Labour. How do you answer them?
I'd say that's madness, because that's what's been happening for decades. First, we have Labour, who destroys this country for about 10, 20 years. Then it switches to Conservatives. After they destroy it for a few more years, they then pass the baton back to Labour. But that's what's been going on for so long, which is why we need to change. And this is the perfect year for people to say, look, we're not going to vote Labour, we're not going to vote Conservatives. Let's look for different people, independent candidates or someone with some credibility, and people who are actually going to represent us, which is one of the reasons why I'm standing for Stratford and Bow.
I mean, Noor, could I put the same point to you? I mean, you're standing as independent in Ilford South. How would you answer that? It's a waste of time voting for you as an independent because we have to get the Conservatives out. The only way to do that is voting Labour.
So, Chris, I get that question all the time when I'm canvassing, and residents are asking that question. And what I say is that it is time for us to kick Labour out. Locally, Labour have been in power for 10 years, running Redbridge Council, and it's time for a change. We need real representation. There are very serious problems in the community with regard to cost of living, public services, social justice, crime going up. We need solutions, and we haven't had those solutions from Labour. So I am suggesting that this is the time that we listen to residents and rebuild trust in terms of politics and engagement. So we want to now look for an independent choice.
I mean, Professor Bambery, I can ask this. I mean, Britain's Westminster's electoral system, first past the post.
Exactly the point I was thinking of.
It makes it very difficult for an independent candidate to challenge the established parties. We've got this range of different candidates standing. Yeah. In some ways, it's going to be an uphill struggle, isn't it?
Well, as I think you were hinting, the first past the post system is completely bust and has been for quite a long time. And of course, one of the disasters of the Tory 14 years was the deal that was done with the Liberal Democrats to reform the electoral system. And as you know, the Liberal Democrats were shafted on that occasion, and it didn't happen. But we desperately need to have what many other countries have, which is the opportunity for smaller parties to be in a position where the party with the majority of votes is obliged to have a coalition and to bring different people together. I think this is what has been very exciting about the Indian elections, in the fact that the BJP has lost substantially when they didn't expect to. And the Congress and other parties in India are now in a position where Modi is significantly weakened. That's the kind of situation we should be able to have in Britain.